Other interesting political news, you have a juror who is actually joined a Biden victory parade is not being disqualified off of possibly testifying against Trump, or rather ruling against Trump as being a juror. Now, this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness on X Twitter. And End Wokeness said, quote, breaking, Judge Merchan rules that the juror who joined a Biden election victory parade is not disqualified off the jury against Trump. The reason? Because the juror claims she thought it was a celebration of essential workers, unquote. Really? Does anyone believe that? I can't but think absolutely not. Perhaps that's why I went viral these days, saying getting 1.2 million views and 14,000 likes, including myself. Now, one of the first comments comes from Elon Musk, the OG, and he says, quote, this doesn't seem just. I mean, it got 18,000 likes, or maybe 19,000. No, I was going to say I clicked the button, so I was not the additional vote needed to make it over that hump to the 19,000 mark. But nevertheless, 19,000 people did agree with Elon. And Wokeness also said, quote, and if Trump complains about it, he could face additional charges for violating the gag order, unquote, getting 4.5 thousand likes, which, yeah, I'm not a fan of gag orders on any side. You have also Paul Zupa saying, quote, Judge Merchan is proving with every action he takes that he's partisan and biased against President Trump. Merchan should have recused himself from the trial from the start, given his connections with the Biden regime. Instead, he's just shown himself to even be more corrupt, unquote, getting 832 likes. You have Sarah Smith saying, quote, image of the jurors leaked. And it's a cliche, allegedly an adult female, although mentally probably the same intellect as a child, famously who broke down and cried when Trump won an election. Which, again, if you're crying because someone won an election, I can understand being upset and you're like, oh, gosh darn it, or god damn it. You might take the Lord's name in vain, or, you drop the F-bomb or something. But if you're crying, I mean, that's just a sure sign of mental weakness, in my opinion. And that did get 719 likes. Scrolling down more and more, you have Laughs at Liberty saying, quote, how's this not ethics violation? And I mean, seriously, this is a effing kangaroo court. And it's looks like an article from Christine Wong, April 6, 2023, so a little bit old, but it says, Judge Juan Merchan donations to Democrats could be the grounds for ethics investigation. They got 502 likes, which, yeah, if you're a judge, I don't care if you're left or right, it doesn't look good to give political donations. I mean, and again, it's also a fascinating debate in and of itself. Is it possible for Trump to have an impartial group of jurors to actually judge him? I mean, he's very polarizing. People love him, they hate him. How many people have a neutral opinion of him or have the mental intellect to actually be emotionally intelligent enough not to take into account biases and treat just the facts as they stand? I can't but think, and this isn't good, but I can't but think there's an emotional deficit in the United States, or rather a deficit of emotional intelligence on the left and the right, or just in general. So let me know in the comments, do you think it's possible for him to actually get a true, unbiased group of jurors to judge him? They'd certainly have to change it geographically speaking. Perhaps maybe having it in a traditional purple state or a state that has traditionally gone both left and right. That might help. But I can't but think maybe you'd have to look into the jurors' voting records. That is a challenge in and of itself. Now, you also have, what's this? Scrolling down more and more. You have Miss Densako saying the jurors is a bunch of cliche. I mean, it's totally coincidence that a bunch of liberal white women crying in anger, and what is it? Let's hear what they have to say. This might make your earballs bleed, though. It's just general nonsense. They get 103 likes, though. Scrolling down more and more. Interestingly enough, I'm not seeing a lot of contrarian statements. Yeah, let's see. You have Dr. Steve Turley saying our justice system is such a mockery of the word justice, getting 101 likes. Let's see, you have Pismo saying, quote, it should be no surprise that President Trump will not get a fair trial in New York City, unquote, getting 142 likes, which, again, it's fascinating to look at the old interviews and the old media coverage of Trump. I mean, before he was into politics, I mean, he was loved and revered by a majority of folks. And as soon as he declared he was going to be, go over to the Republican Party, that's when the media turned on him like it was the end of times. I also have Gunther Eagleman saying, quote, the epitome of corruption and cooking, 670 likes. So now, not a lot of contrarian statements here, or not a lot of contrarian comments. But let's see here. You have a couple of little. You have Anish Shah, which I can't parody account. I can't think he does this for every single post when it comes to politics. But he again uses the same post, saying, "quote No one, no one has done more harm to America than Democrats." Now in this case, he only got 17 likes. I don't want to say it's lazy, but I mean just copy pasting the same thing. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of effort to do that. So let me know. Do you think? I mean, is it even possible to get an impartial trial at this point? I mean, you see this issue with a couple other legal instances as well, but I can't but think it's going to be hard to actually show that. Oh yeah, this is an unbiased jury. I mean, they can give a fair trial just like the facts. I mean, let me know if you think that's possible. But I'm certainly not surprised that if this person went to a Biden parade and they said, "Oh yeah, you go on the jury, totally not impartial. You're totally going to be impartial." I mean, let me know if you believe that. And let me know, do you think there's anywhere geographically or the better sample size or better jurors where Trump could get a true jury of his peers that are unbiased? As always, it'll be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.